Hey y'all, welcome and welcome back to the Just For Me and You podcast. I'm your host for love and we are in season 2, baby. I am so happy and I'm so excited, to come to y'all with another one. And today, I haven't come up with a title yet, but I think we're just going to be calling it People Pleasing. And I just want to talk about how it's a real struggle out here to be a people pleaser as an adult. I don't know if some of y'all can relate. I don't know if any of y'all can relate, but I am very much a people pleaser. I'm non-confrontational. I don't like problems. I don't like issues. I don't like drama. And I'm very easygoing. If someone doesn't want to do something, I'll do it just to get out the way because somebody's gotta do it. I'm just a yes woman. I'm a hype woman. I'm like a wave. I'm like water. I'm like cool, you know? Like I just I don't have no problem. I don't see no problems. Like that's not my gig. But I find now as I'm getting older and I'm stepping into the space where I'm independent, I'm walking in my life as an adult, as someone who has to speak up for themselves, has to make decisions for themselves. Like, this is my time to shine. We are throwing that people pleasing stuff out the window. We're tired of being people pleasers. And I just realized how much of a negative impact that my natural nature of being a people pleaser and wanting everyone to be happy and kind of putting myself on like the back burner and kind of just like not really putting myself first in certain situations has kind of like hindered me and kind of made me like sad, and it's not giving anymore. And we're not bringing that in to our nice little golden 24th year. We're not bringing that in to the final quarter of 2023. I don't know what quarter we're in. We're in summer. But you know what I mean? Like, we're cutting that out. We're not being people pleasers anymore. We are sticking up for ourselves, doing what's right for ourselves, and keeping it pushing, keeping it moving forward. And I just want to say, first and foremost, to all the people pleasers out there, me included, we are what makes the world go round. Imagine if you didn't have us, just easygoing, cool, calm, and collected, ready to say yes for any little opportunity. We have the wiggle room, we have the flexibility, we have the multiple perspectives, we are understanding. Without us, we'd be in anarchy. Like, things wouldn't be moving and shaking how it needs to be moving if we weren't doing what we're doing. But I'm telling you right now, we're not doing it no more. People pleasing, we're not doing it no more. And let me tell you why. People pleasers, me as a people pleaser, I am non-confrontational. So I will not argue, I will not fight, I will not be with the drama. I am not. Don't give me that, because one thing you're not going to do is yell in my face. You're not going to be disrespectful in my face. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I will not give you the chance. I will not allow you to. I will deal with my hurt feelings on my own than to speak up and have you shatter my hopes and dreams and be all iffy and mean and single-minded to me. That was before. Now we are learning to speak up, to use our voice, and to say, nah. You're not speaking to me like that. You're not doing that to me. We've had enough. Because if we keep piling this on, if we keep doing what we're doing, we're going to be one angry girl. And I don't like being angry. So something's got to get done. And what I found out in my kind of like, dipping my toes in to speaking up for myself and kind of being like, no. I'm a sensitive person. I don't like admitting that because I like to think I'm a G. I'm a little gangster. I'm a little thug. I ain't got no emotions. But I am really sensitive, and it's actually really bad because I'm also an overthinker. And when it comes to being a people pleaser, on top of that, I'm constantly thinking about how people think about me. And if I feel like I've upset you for me being upset at you, I'm going to be more upset at me because I shouldn't have opened my mouth and said something, which is not how you're supposed to think at all. And it's so sucky, and it's not good. I'm the type of person that will take responsibility for how you react to how I reacted, which is not how it's supposed to be. I feel like if you bring up something to someone in a cool, calm, respectful manner and you just express how you feel, you say your side, you express from your perspective, and they don't get that and they don't understand it, or they're very mean and defensive and it kind of just gets nowhere, you shouldn't take responsibility for how other people deal with what you've told them. And I tend to be the type of person to do that because I'm an understanding person, and if I'm dealing with people who are not understanding, in my head I'm just like, how can I do this to make them understand? Because if they don't understand, I'm gonna constantly be misunderstood, and I don't like being misunderstood. I don't like my character being misunderstood. Like, what if me opening my mouth right now and saying something to you has put a bad taste in your mouth and now you don't think I'm a good person? That is hella dramatic, but that's really how my brain works sometimes. And I kind of have to detach myself from that and be like, how you feel about me, how you think about me, how you think about how I feel, and how I present myself to you. And if I open my mouth to speak up to you and you don't get that, you don't understand that, you don't value that, that is not my responsibility. My responsibility is me, myself, and I only. And I kind of just have to kind of just control how I feel, constantly be speaking to myself in my head, assuring my mindset, and not allowing myself to take the blame for something that I shouldn't blame myself about. What y'all don't see when I used to record the podcast audio only is that I write everything out in a notebook. I'm a notebook girly. I like to type stuff out, but I also like to write stuff out. So I plan out my podcast episodes in this notebook, and I write down all my key points. And when I get in this groove of like I'm speaking, I'm the type of person that jumps from one thing to the next thing back to the other thing and be like, where did I start again? Where was I going with this? So I'm pulling this out because I remember I had a point to make that I forgot. I'm very reflective. I mentioned this before, but why is this microphone off to the side like this? Oh, not me being it's not a cute look, but let me see. I journal, so I write down how I feel sometimes, and sometimes I come up with some pretty cool, introspective, like nicely written, like smart people statements. And let me read you one. God places people and circumstances in your life not just to see how they impact your life, but to see how you allow it to affect you. How you feel isn't always attached to how people or things make you feel. It's also how you choose to feel when it's all said and done. Your mind is a powerful place, and your emotions are also powerful. And just to give a little context, a little back story to that, like I said before, how people take in you, your mannerisms, how whatever it is, not your responsibility. And like I said, I'm an overthinker, and a lot of the times I internalize how people react to me, how people treat me, and try and figure out how to fix it within myself or deal with it within myself. And that's not very healthy. And what I've come to realize is not everything is always about how it affects you. You have more control than you think on how you feel, how you think, and how you internalize things. For me, sometimes I'm just a real spiral of negativity. Like, I'll admit that. Like, I'm not the most positive thinker all the time. And when I get into spaces where I'm really sad or I'm overthinking or I'm thinking about a situation and I don't like how someone treated me or what was said, or I'm thinking maybe I should have said something, whatever, I need to be able to take a step back and be like, for the things I cannot change, I cannot not allow myself to go crazy about it, to torture myself about it. What's done is done. What's in the past is in the past. What was said was said. We can either move on or move on. And I just have to learn how to do that in a healthier way and not allow things to continue to build up inside me and make me negative. Because one thing about me and my people pleasing and what I've come to learn is that the more you don't speak up for yourself and you just let things happen and allow people to do what they do, if you don't address things that actually hurt you and actually make you upset, you build resentment. Whether you like it or not, you build up this negative idea, this negative concept in your head about someone that maybe could have been avoided if you just spoke about how you felt, addressed the situation, and whether they got it or they didn't, or they addressed it or they didn't, now you know how you need to move. Now you know, I shouldn't share this, I shouldn't share that, or this is how I should probably talk to them now. Like, you just have to understand how people move, so you can just be like, that's them being them, that has nothing to do with me. That's just what they need to do for them. That's not my problem. You know? And it's kind of always just going to be a work in progress for me. But right now, I'm saying we laying that people pleasing things to the side. We are trying to be a little more selfish and just being like, if you want to say no to something, say no. If something's really bothering you, speak up about it. It's not always about pleasing the other people to avoid a problem, to avoid conflict, to avoid an issue. Sometimes you need to have an issue, overcome it, and that's how you grow. That's how you become better. You can't always just be sitting in the corner by yourself, dealing with everything on your own by yourself. Like, how you ever gonna grow? How you ever gonna do anything more with your time if you don't put yourself in these situations to not only speak your mind, speak up for yourself, but to know how to properly communicate and interact with people? Because the more you avoid it, the harder it becomes. When I tell you, it is so hard for me to open my mouth and say how I feel sometimes. Like, I pick and choose my battles. If I feel like what I say can be easily understood and be easily whatever, that's the route I take. I never want to do too much or be too much. And that's because confrontation, once you avoid it too much, once you avoid just being the negative person or just saying what's really on your mind, the harder it becomes and the more anxious you become around people, around your own emotions. And the more you keep stuff in, the more it negatively affects you mentally, affects you physically. Anxiety and feeling anxious is a real thing. Like, and it's serious. And it's like not fun when your body and your emotions just like consume you in a way that sometimes you don't even understand. So just to keep this short, and I'm not sitting here chatting y'all heads off, I don't know, maybe we'll talk about this again once I get more input from you guys. Maybe y'all can comment some more stuff. Maybe we can have an open dialogue. Y'all can ask me questions, like anything and everything. But to kind of wrap up all my thoughts in one, say what we need to say, let's drop all of that people pleasing stuff when it compromises us and how we feel. And I know sometimes it's easier to deal with your hurt on your own than to express your hurt and get more hurt in the end, because you opened your mouth and you opened up the possibility of people to not, understand or choose to not understand. And it's always going to be a trial and error type of situation. Not everyone's the same, not everyone gets everything, but it's not your responsibility to control your own narrative. It's not your responsibility to kind of just like take how people feel about you, internalize it, and try to change people. Just because you're not being a yes man, you're not being an easygoing person, and you're sticking up for yourself, doesn't mean you're a bad person. Doesn't mean you're not likable. You're not liked. If anything, I feel like people should respect you more. If you're the type of person that always says yes, and that one time you say no, I feel like in that situation there should not be no buts, no fighting, no issue about that. Because if I'm the type of person to always say yes, when I say no, that should mean something. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be a little bit conceited and be like, you should respect when a person who says yes all the time finally stands up and says no, or says, you hurt my feelings, or I didn't like that. For someone who doesn't say something all the time, when you speak up, it should be taken serious. And it should not be taken lightly, and it should not be dismissed or thrown under the rug. And if it is, forget those people. And know that it is not your responsibility as a person who understands and is always nice and is always looking from people's perspectives, always trying to find solutions. It is not your job to find a solution to a problem that they have with you. That is not what's giving. That is not your issue. And what I would just say is, as long as you feel like you've stood up for yourself in the best way that you could, you've took something from that, you've learned from it, move on. Don't dwell on it. Don't keep it up on your mind. Don't dwell on it, because it's not something you can change. You can't go back in time. All you can do is learn and move forward and say, next time when I have to stick up for myself, I'll do better. I'll learn from this mistake and I'll do better, and I won't allow myself to be too sensitive, too emotional, and I'll walk out of there with confidence, because at least you tried. That's my thing. Even if I feel like I haven't communicated the best or I didn't say all I could say, I'm gonna leave confident knowing that I tried. And we move on to the next. People pleasers in the world, we got this. You are not alone. You are not in the struggle alone. And it is okay to not please everyone and to not be nice all the time. They will love us regardless. And if they don't, whatever. Whatever. Y'all see that little meme? Or that little sound on TikTok? Whatever. I'm funny. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. If I continue to talk, I'm just gonna be talking in circles. I don't know what I've said for the past 3 to 5 minutes, but I'm done, you guys. It's over. I'm done talking. I'm done chatting. I will see y'all in the next one. Bye. Hey, it's me back again.
late in the PMs because I realized I never told y'all the song of the week. The song of this week is Man on Fire by Chakoi. I really enjoy all of his songs, and it's his latest single. So if y'all are into a nice R&B vibe, check him out. All right, I'm officially out of here. Bye.